Yo, what is going on, guys? It is the DFS Shark back with another MLB lineup. Today I got two plays that I'm going to be going over that I'm really liking on today's slate. Didn't get a chance to make a video yesterday, but I did post a play in the YouTube community section, so make sure you go check that out. If you see I didn't post a video for the day, I'll usually post my plays in there moving forward. One of the players didn't end up playing, so the lineup just ended up getting voided. But as I said, today I'm going to be going over my top two plays, so let's get into that. And before we do, for y'all guys not on Chalkboard, y'all want to get started on Chalkboard, drop in that code SHARK for 100% match. If you throw in 100, they're going to match you up to $100 to take advantage of that. And also, for those who don't know, I partnered up with Player Prop Nation, and I've been using them for my lines. They give you over 20 plus player prop write-ups every single day, right? These are from yesterday, right? So they start posting the plays at around 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm waiting for those to come out. And I'm going to probably throw some slips together, maybe some 3, 4, 5 mans. Been using them over the last month, just kind of behind the scenes, testing them out. And their plays are pretty consistent. I've been tracking it. Usually out of like every 20 plays, they're hitting usually around like 12 to 15 of those a day. Obviously, there's days where they don't do as good, which is everybody in sports betting. But their plays are very consistent. You can see by their write-ups just how in-depth they get on these. But drop in that code SHARK. If you go to their pricing, go to weekly, drop in that code SHARK. They'll set you up for a free week. I was able to work that out for you guys. So take advantage of that. Get in there, see if you like it. But let's jump into a couple of my plays. Let's get into this first play of the day. So the first play I'm liking is going to be Saucony on the D-backs, right? So let's slide over here. So the line I'm liking is kind of standing out to me after diving in. I think I'm going to be rolling with this one is the over 3.5 pitcher strikeouts. So this line is really low. He's not a huge strikeout pitcher, which is why the line's low. He doesn't have like overpowering stuff. He doesn't throw 99 plus miles. He sits usually between 93 to 95. Sometimes he can touch 96. But I like his stuff. He has good control. He has some pretty nasty pitches. Let's slide over to him here. Looking at him over his last 5, he's hit this in 60% of the time, right? And his last game, which is what I'm liking, one of his better performances of the year. They beat the Nationals 5-0. He had 6 strikeouts in that game, so he was really on that game. Last 10, 60% here. He had an upside. The upside is he got 8 here, right? Most times when he hits this line, he's usually getting right at 4. So this line's set at a pretty fair number here. For the year, he's at about 56%. But you can see there's only one game where he's had only 2 strikeouts. So I'm liking Slade on this game tonight, and just beware if you're catching this video later in the day. This is a early start time. They're playing at 10:35, so it's about 6 in the morning right now here. So they're gonna be starting this next game in about 3 to 4 hours. Just so you're aware. I'm looking at his stats for the year, right? His record 2-5. His ERA is definitely a little bit on the high side, actually really high, 5.90. Pitched about 50 innings and his strikeouts per 9 of about 6.97. So decent, not the best. Like I said, he's not a big strikeout pitcher. But his line isn't set at 6 or 7 or anything, so I feel like we're getting pretty good value at 3.5. He can usually pitch sort of deeper into games. He was going through a little struggle here, but he had a strong bounce back game, which is why I'm liking him going into this game here. I think he's gonna have a lot of confidence from that last start. Looking at the matchup here, he's going up against the Phillies, who are a pretty solid hitting team, right? They're number 9 in the league in strikeout K percentage at about 20.7. So they'll put the ball in play, but I still feel like with that line set at 3.5, he's going to be able to get his strikeouts, maybe even just get 1 an inning, and go. If he goes 6 innings strong, I think we can definitely hit this line. One of the things I like about him is his strikeout rate. So you can see he's at about 19%. So he's in the 32nd percentiles, but he does do a good job at controlling walks, right? 1.6 allowed per 9. So he's in that top 94th percentile. So he's going to throw strikes. He's going to make guys swing, hopefully miss too as well in this game. He's really fastball dependent, 55%. He has a really good slider, throwing that 21% of the time. Looking at the Phillies K rates, right? There's no one super high here, right? You got Marsh here at 30. You got some guys pushing it. Stubbs here at 29. Guys like Harper, 21. Schwarber, 27. So they can strike out. They're not super low, right? The ones that are going to be tough to get is going to be Baum here at 13%. Stott, 15%. So those guys under 20% is going to be tough. So, hopefully we can double up on the guys who are striking out more with Slade here. Looking at the odds, We're actually getting pretty good odds. FanDuel -130, DraftKings -135, Caesars -135. So they're all favored in Slade to go over this line here, which is a big reason why I'm liking this play as well, with everything else backing it up. So that's a solid play. It's going to be the first play that I'm rolling with. And for the next play I'm going to be rolling with is going to be Tovar on the Rockies. I'm liking him more than 1.5 total base. So this game time starts at about 2 o'clock. So monitor this game, right? Because a lot of times he's usually batting number 3 in the lineup, but a lot of times with baseball, man, they'll just sit players. So if he does end up sitting, this lineup's just going to get voided. That's the tough thing about putting actual batters in your lineup without knowing the lineups yet. But if you wait too long, you lose your value there. So I'm rolling with Tovar on this one, over 1.5 total bases. He's having a really solid year. If you look at his last 5, he is at 60%. Hitting this line, he had a big game here of 6 total bases. Going to his last 10, 60%. His last 20, 55. So he has shown a lot of consistency when hitting this line here. If you look at his head-to-head, pretty much 6 out of 9 against Washington, he's hit this line. And another part of why I'm liking this line, obviously, it is in Colorado, so the ball will travel there. So there's a chance, you know, there's going to be more extra base hits, more doubles, more home runs. So that's definitely working in our favor there. For the season, he's at 51%. But if you narrow this down to like just home games, right, he jumps up to 54%. And looking at his last 5, 60, 60, 55 here, pretty much the same splits here. So looking at his matchup, he's going against Irvin, who's having a pretty solid year. A 3.24 ERA, strikeouts per 9, 7.43. So he's having a pretty solid year. If you look at their matchups, they faced each other 3 times. Tovar hasn't been able to get hit yet, but with that small number of at-bats against each other, I'm not too concerned about that, especially with the year that Tovar's been having. If you look at his year, right, he's had 330 plate appearances, hitting 285, 152 total bases. Extra base hit is at 41%. So basically almost every other hit he gets is at least a double, right? So, you know, he really only needs one swing of the bat to hit this line for us. That's what I'm liking about Tovar. And against righties, that extra base hit actually jumps up to 43%. His average jumps up to 288. So this is a solid matchup. He hits right-handed pitchers really well, actually, Tovar. But I think Tovar can get the better of them in this matchup, right? I think he can at least run into one pitch that he can drive and at least hit it for a double, right? Or multiple singles will get it done for us as well. But I'm liking Tovar to hit this line. His K rate is at about 27%, so a little bit on the higher side. But with that high average, if he comes across and catches one, he can definitely get us this line in one swing. So I'm liking Tovar on the over for this one. So looking at my plays here, these are going to be my 2 plays. The early start time at 10:35, and then we got this other one that's starting at 2 o'clock. And then I'm going to try to post some player prop. Once the lines come out at around 9 o'clock, they're going to start posting them on the site, on Player Props, Player Prop Nation. I'm going to start putting together some lineups from there too, right? I'm going to kind of read all the write-ups and see which ones I'm liking best, and then dive in and do a little extra research on them from what I can find. But I've been putting together some solid lineups for them lately. I'm going to start posting them in the YouTube community. Like I said, if y'all want to check them out, drop in that code SHARK. They're going to hook you up for a free 7 days. Just go to pricing, go to weekly, all caps, SHARK, and then you'll get 7 days free. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Like I said, I'm glad to be back making these videos. We're going to be hitting some MLB up until football season, right? We got football season started. I'm probably going to be hitting college football real hard this year, and then NFL as well. So I'm super excited for that. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Hope y'all have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your Sunday. Take care.